Hi guys, Dustin here with another YouTube NASCAR diecast review, but this is not going to be a review since I already reviewed the Jimmy Johnson Atlanta Race Win version. I actually want to, this is actually the first ever compare and contrast video, you know, difference video between the Racing Champions version of Jimmy Johnson's car to the action version of Jimmy Johnson's car. So let's get started. First of all, let's take a look at some things that are the same. First of all, the color scheme, both identical, with an exception of the front end splitter. This one was yellow. I'm supposed that the yellow actually, I'm not sure it signifies the chase contenders. I don't know. I might do some research and find out. It's been a while. So we have two the same paint designs. This one was, raced most of the time. This one was raced at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The logos, everything looks the same until you look at this area right here. This one has Haas, Hendrick 20 years, UGS, GMAC. This one has all the same except basically in a different order. This one is Haas, UGS, Hendrick Motorsports, basically, just plain, and GMAC. But the Hendrick logo right here, second to last, does not have 20 years. So, moving on. Another thing, the decals for basically the size, like right here and here, both are the same, but for one thing, there are actually two things they're missing. This one has a waste management, the green W and the yellow M, and the Bud Pole Award right here. This one does not have it. Reasons why, when these cars are made, they want to keep it, kid friendly, because, when kids pick up these diecast cars, to, play with, as a toy, like, what I did, but now not anymore. Make these kid friendly, and these are actually, adult collectibles. And when we go further back, the Hitachi Power Tools and Top Choice Lumber Products, basically Lowe's is actually the top choice for lumber products. They both have them. And when we go further back, look at the size difference for the Cobalt Tools logo. The Atlanta race one is much smaller to the regular one. This one's the bigger version. So let's take a look at more key differences. There's also enough last thing that are different is the Quaker State logo. The Racing Champions basically has the golden Q. This one is just full on, like gold on green with a Quaker State. And let's take a look at the, enough about that, let's take a look at the trunk logo. Basic scheme, basically they have the same Monte Carlo taillights, the exception of, the shading. This one's much lighter than this one. It basically has the same scheme, with an exception of the Always in Our Hearts logo, decal, dead center in the trunk. And let's take a look what's underneath. The chassis for this is basically advanced, much more detailed. Everything colored out, and the wheels on this can actually turn And this one, oops, and this one is just basically, just all painted one color, dark gray, with only a mold. And some features. The grill is actually much bigger. This one's actually much bigger than this one. And also, I forgot one thing. When we take a look at the, at the side, like the front fenders, it's actually much smaller than these. And these are actually much bigger. And the coloring of the 48, I'm not sure. Of course, from my point of perspective, it looks like it's like fluorescent yellow. And this one's like, just blast on yellow. It may be the camera that's picking up. And inside the interior to the car, there's some things that you can actually get in this that the Racing Champions do not have. The interior for the Racing Champions is the same way as the chassis, just basically, all molded, assembled, and all gray, like all in one color. This one has multiple colors. You have the red fire extinguisher, and you have the black dashboard, the black seat, and the steering wheel. And you actually have a realistic window net. You can actually, feel the nylon cloth. This one is just basically plastic. You can actually hear the sound difference. This one is plastic compared to this one. And features. When you actually get the Action Racing Champions one, they feature a opening trunk and an opening hood to their cars, and of course the steering. Basically, they add the hood so you can actually look inside the engine, know where all parts are. The trunk is basically for the fuel. Is where the fuel will go. All that is just like a fuel cell. And for the Racing Champions one, they lack that feature, because if they were to do that, it would be much expensive. And it looks like that this is actually picking up as a fluorescent yellow compared to the 48 yellow off of the. So I may be right on this one. It's actually real hard to to abide by. And one more thing about these cars, that the price. These actually, back then these go for about $65. Now, since years go by, right now it's 2015. The prices for these cars must have gotten down. I got this car for about $35, and I think this was about $20. And the packaging, of course, for this one you actually get the clamshell, not a clamshell, like an opening box with a styrofoam. This is actually what this basically looked like. You know, you have your styrofoam that's actually molded, so you can actually lift these up. And these are actually used to protect the car inside. Like if you bought this offline, and you know after they assembled it, they got it all done, but all they gotta do is make the styrofoam in order so the car can remain and be protected and in transit. This one is basically, you know, just the basically, you know, you have some tie wraps on the bottom that you can untwist, and this actually goes on a, you know, I'm gonna have to imagine. Let's see, a cardboard box, plastic, basically a big plastic bubble, and this came with a card. I'm not sure where that card is right now. Wish I had it somewhere, but now I can't find it. Yeah. I think that's actually my, you know, my compare and contrast video on these two versions of Jimmy Johnson cars. These are both from the same year, 2004. Same concept, paint, except, you know, little differences. This one actually has a black hood, just like what I said in my review on this. Black basically, you know, symbolizes death. And so yeah, so my name is Dustin, and I will see you in another diecast video.